Welcome, everyone, to the first episode of Day and Night Castle Talk. I am your host, Pinky, and I'm with my co-host, Jay Connects. This is the first Web3 talk show animated series, and we are so proud to announce our special guest, Pigeons of New York. How you doing, guys?
Feeling good, man. Hope you're doing well, Pinky. Hope you're doing well, Jay. This is the founder. My name is Jim.
What's good? What's going on? How y'all doing? Thank you for inviting us to your very first episode of this wonderful series that I know is going to be really good. I'm Smart, co-founder of Pigeons in New York.
Man, thank you guys for joining us. You know, I always like to say we have partnerships out there, and you are one of the top partnerships, and I appreciate you guys so much. And I know Jay Connects praises you guys, like awesome, the events you guys do together, especially the NFT NYC event you guys had had Jay on the panel. We appreciated that so much. And man, we just want to ask you a couple questions, and I'm gonna let my boy Jay Connects start it off, man. So Jay, how you doing, bud?
Doing good, man. It's a beautiful morning. Hanging out with the family, hanging with the crew. So glad Pigeons in New York decided to be part of this podcast that we're doing, and it's a blessing. It's a blessing for sure. But yeah, let's start it off. You know, let's get it going.
Yeah, man.
I know everyone's super busy, so let's get to it. So can you guys provide an overview of the project and explain what sets you apart from other projects in the market?
Yeah, I'll add my 2 cents and then I'll pass it over to Marcus. You know, we came in here back in 2021, and you know, I came in with a very specific focus on what I wanted to do. You know, there's a concept behind the entire project, and you know, what I can say is that I'm glad that we have remained, you know, consistent with the direction of where we want to go, which is just continuing to just build out the collection, allowing it to evolve to what it's becoming. You know, Pigeons in New York has been around for, you know, about 1.5 years now. Amazing collection broken down into 5 different phases. We're currently going into phase 4 come December 2023, so we're really excited about that. And then we have our spin-off project, People of New York, that has been doing just as you know, phenomenal as the original collection, Pigeons in New York. You know, I created this particular collection to allow people to get more, I would say, involved with the participation of the community. You know, so now with People of New York, you can actually find and match your Pigeon in New York. You know, and there's going to be so much more expansion from that alone. So I'm really looking forward to, you know, what the project is becoming. You know, and I guess I'll pass it over to Marcus to talk a little bit about what makes it so different. You know, he's very active on spaces and whatnot, and very in tune with what's going on in Web3. So I would love to pass it on to him to allow him to share a little bit about how we're so different from everyone else.
Yeah, so I would say when we came into the space, there was a lot of things that we saw about other projects and NFTs and Web3 and digital collectibles in general, that we saw that we weren't going to be able to, that a lot of this, what we saw wasn't sustainable. So what we added to our, you know, ecosystem or our project is culture, number one, and then experience. So whatever connection you have with the collection, with the art in itself, we wanted to bring it out into the real world, into Web 2, and provide real connections, real relationships with people, and then provide environments where people can have experiences with each other. And then, you know, and then there's the engagements with the animations, or, you know, with the games and all those things that we started to do right out of the gate. So I just think Jim had a very broad, like, umbrella vision, and it was, you know, my job to help him bring that vision to light. And I just want that was different. We weren't here to like sell people dreams. We were here to give people an experience.
You know, Pinky, when all this started and I launched, I think, like the first 6 or 12 pigeons, I presented it to all of my friends, literally all of my friends, you know. And out of everyone, Marcus was the one that was like,
almost done.
I don't know what this is, but I'll try it if you can help me. And I remember, helping him get his Matic, helping him get his wheat and swapping and getting him onboarded. Like, what was so cool was that he didn't, he never doubted me or the process, and since then, like, we've been working together. Just like a lot of people don't know, or it probably has gone over people's heads, that Marcus and I have worked in multiple law firms together. I know how he works. He knows how I work. So that dynamic right there is very special within itself. And then secondly, I think just the trust factor. Listen, like, I think Marcus is someone who knows me personally, and he knows how difficult it is for me to trust people. And the one thing I've appreciated about him throughout this process is that he understands me. And, we have this big brother, little brother thing that always goes on between him and I, where, I don't agree with a lot of what he puts out, and he doesn't understand a lot of what I put out. But it's a great dynamic because it allows us both to flex each other and get uncomfortable, but also push forward, I may not want to do something that he's saying let's not do, but in the process, I'm also understanding the why, So if I don't move forward with something and it's because he's telling me, it's because I don't just respect him as a partner, but also as my friend, and I value his experience that he brings to the table, just as I hope he values the experience that I'm bringing to the table. And I think last but not least, the one thing that I definitely want to put out there is that with everything that's going on in Web3 right now, the one thing him and I have always said since we came into space is that we will not do none of that shit in public. You dig what I'm saying? We're not those types of people. We are IRL people. I would never put him in that light, and I would hope he would never put me in that light. This is my brother here, so, I want to make sure that he understands that, and we're in this together. So even if we decide to walk away from this shit, it's definitely not going to be no fucking scene like what you've seen in this spaces around, the last few weeks. This is somebody that I respect.
Yeah.
And, we're going to push forward in that manner from now until the end of this shit.
Let's go. I'm loving this.
That's exactly how I feel about Jay, so it's crazy. Go ahead, Jay.
Aw, Pinky. Thanks, bud. It goes both ways. And just to Pinky, you asked a question, but it really is the same way. Like, you're the brain, and then I'm like Pinky. Like, we just go back, we bounce off each other, and we met each other in the Web3 space. You guys met each other in real life. So I'm glad that, yeah. I mean, working with friends overall is not an easy task, and most people, suggest not to do it because it could tarnish a friendship in the long game, down the line. So the fact that you guys managed to be friends in real life, right, for several years, and then embark on a brand in a space that is not like it's not like real life. It's Web3. It's something that's coming about, right? Building something that isn't fully developed yet is an unknown. And shout out to Smarts for jumping on board and not knowing anything about crypto and just blindly believing in his friend to learn about it. It's not an easy thing to come by. I have plenty of friends.
I knew about crypto, Jay. I knew about crypto. I was trading, so all this tokens and all of this stuff that's happening right now.
Okay.
I was doing that with Litecoin and Bitcoin Cash and Bitcoin and XRP and ETH when it was cheap. You know what I'm saying? When I say cheap, I mean $20-$30 for Ethereum. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, dang.
So I knew about it, but I didn't know anything about NFTs. I couldn't understand it. I couldn't understand it for the life of me. But I knew it was crypto, and he knew that I knew about crypto, and he used to talk to me about crypto, and he would take my advice. Like, this is IRL stuff. Like, yo, you should do this, you should do that. And he's like, well, I'm doing this in
Yeah, making a
NFTs.
mess.
And I was like, I was wondering what the hell that is. What is that? How does it work? He was like, I'm doing it. So I'm like, me too. Like, you know what I'm saying? Okay, let's do it. You know, it was a no-brainer. It was a no-brainer for me.
Well,
And we're gonna ride it to zero. We're gonna ride it to zero, dog. Together. It's okay.
Speaking,
I love that.
that's a nice. That's a shirt, bro. Pigeons of New York, right it till zero, right there. Marketing. Just saying.
The Jim thing, Jim. And the only reason, the reason why I'm saying that is because make a business with your friends, and that tests you as a person from the inner core to the outer core. I think it's gonna forge you. It's gonna iron sharpens iron. If you're gonna let some stranger or somebody just talk to you any kind of way because you're not friends with them in the business sense, then you're not really letting anyone really get to know you. You're like, no one knows you better than your friends. You know what I'm saying? So me and Jim, we have the like emotional intelligence and stability about and respect for one another, where we don't cross lines. And if we do cross lines, we can come back. You know what I'm saying? We can come back from it because we're friends. Yeah, so if we fail and we go bankrupt, we still gonna be friends. We'll just start another business and win. You know what I mean? That's all.
Speaking of the business, though, I wanted to go ask Jay to ask the next question of how it all started. How did you, Jay? You want to ask the next question, please? That's your.
Okay, hold on. Yeah, could you walk us through the process of creating NFTs? Was really the question.
Yeah, like how did Jim come up with Pigeons of New York? Make the NFT project. How did it all come about?
Well, it started early 2021, I would say. I just started reading into it, and this is when the whole GameStop thing was going on Reddit. Stocks was going crazy, and all this started in 2020, like in the midst of COVID. I would jump in and out of Reddit just learning about stuff. And I started learning about this whole NFT thing, and I think what really, really gravitated me to it was the art. I just thought it was so cool that you can create art and make crypto. And just like Marcus said, like we've been involved in crypto back since 2016, 2017. Shit, I remember when the Bitcoin bubble happened, when it went from 8,000 to 20,000 in the course of a few days. And Marcus and I, he was doing his thing and I was doing my thing, and I, like he said, I would reach out to him and ask him, and we would always, bounce ideas off of one another. So NFTs was kind of like along the same lines, but you had the art, extension of it. So, Pinky, as I shared with you before, it started off as a project that I just wanted to put together because of, I just had a child. Mm-hmm. It was a dad hobby. I promise you, it was a dad hobby. And, watching The Simpsons, I just got this idea like, oh, that's it. That's the NFT right there. That's what I'm going to do, and I